Oh my gosh, guys, we are live.
What's
Happy
going
Friday.
on? Hello, hello.
Let me go and make sure everything's working. Let's let some people hop on. Oh, that's cool.
You like that? I just threw that up
Yeah.
there. Nice.
How is everybody today?
Fantastic. It's Freedom Friday. Let's go. Give it up for some freedom. Fires in the chat for some freedom. Let's go.
Man, I can't believe it's November already.
Good
November
morning.
4th.
Baby
Good
Mud's gonna
morning.
be here before we know it.
I'm not ready.
Crazy.
I know. Who's on here right now? Let's see some fires in the chat.
Let's see Oscar with some fires in the chat. He's on his way to Florida right now. I'll be following him shortly after.
Yeah, who's going to Florida this weekend?
All right. Jake and Gino event. Let's go. If you're not going, you gotta get your ticket and flight ticket now. Let's go.
I know. I'm jealous. You guys are going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, boys trip.
Well, welcome everybody who's on right now. Just a reminder, we're not going to be having our Friday Zoom that we normally have at 12 p.m. because we've got a lot going on. Team's getting prepared to fly out to Florida for the event this weekend. So we're probably going to make this live kind of short and sweet and just let you know what we're up to.
Love it. Boys trip is right.
I know. I'm a little jealous. Florida sounds fun.
I know. It's probably gonna be rainy down there, but
Why would you put that on us? Why would you do that?
just just
I need good juju, not bad juju.
Florida is always rainy, is it not?
Nah. It's always humid.
Well, it's about to be rainy here too, so
yeah.
I'll have to drop them off in the rain. That'll be fun.
I know.
What time is your flight?
You know what? That's a good question.
Oh my gosh.
It's
And the
late.
boys are in charge.
Yeah, I have to really figure that out.
Well, hello everybody who's on. Thank you for joining us. Who's going to Jake and Gino this weekend? You're gonna get to see the boys on our team, which will be fun.
Yeah, who's going? Pace is gonna be speaking there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't even know.
That'll be cool.
Y'all.
Joseph barely knows what the name of the event is.
I don't even know who those people are.
Oh my gosh.
Multifamily. Yep. Pace will be speaking there. And then he will be flying into Dallas. And he will be in Dallas. So if anybody's here from Dallas, y'all better be at the event Monday night.
That's awesome.
So fire in the chat.
What's been going on this week, guys?
Oh my gosh. Lots of underwriting.
Yeah, I think our underwriters have been overwhelmed for sure. But I mean, I guess it's a good problem to have. I know our brokers have been sending us lots of deals. I think something we continue to run into is the fact that sellers are still, in this last year mindset of, oh, this is the price I want, I'm going to get it. And so it's kind of waiting for that moment for them to open their eyes and realize. And I think when they finally do, it's going to be too late. Like had they not had their head up their butt 3 months ago, they could have got the offer they're asking for now, but now it's even lower because interest rates keep going up. So I think a lot of it is now we need to do seller finance. And then now the issue we're running into is like, if there's an assumable loan, are you even allowed to have a second position lien on the property? So even if the seller is open to seller finance, you're now running into that issue of you need to get approved by now the lender too, like if you can even do that. So it's I think it's a lot of hurdles that a lot of it is going to be realizations from the seller that they need to open their eyes. And then two is a lot of the brokers, well, some of the brokers need to be educating their sellers and be realistic with them and let them know that, hey, this is the market we're in now. You're not going to, get what you're looking for, especially with a broker who's just trying to put offers on the table, trying to, make their seller happy. It's like, if you're a good broker, you're going to educate them and let them know that, hey, you're not going to get what you want. If you want to get anywhere, you need to start, negotiating and being open-minded about what your options are here. So that's something we've been dealing with a lot this week.
Yeah, I agree with KJ because we've had multiple brokers where that they're the listing broker for the seller, their client, and they're just like, just send an offer, just send an offer, just send an offer, and they won't be negotiable, or they won't be open to having a full conversation with the seller and us on the phone. And I think they are operating from a little bit of a scarcity mindset, or like they're thinking more for themselves because they just want to see that they're getting in offers for their seller versus actually doing the work and communicating with their seller and trying to figure out the best possible solution, especially for these sellers who do have their head up their butts or their head in the sand, whatever, that okay, look, these are the options, these are the creative strategies that we can bring to the table, but we need to, help us help you, right? Like, you need to come to the table and be a grown up and let's have some conversations. Like, we're not afraid to do that. And I think the brokers kind of operate in that mindset because maybe they feel like they're being cut short on their commission. Maybe they don't want to look that they're not pulling their weight for their seller, for their client. But I think they just need to get over it. Like, if everyone's here to make some money and do some deals, they need to get over it and just start being open and transparent.
Amen.
Yeah.
Preach it.
I need to drink water after that one.
I think we all have a little preacher in us when it's something we're like passionate about, because we had one broker that just wasted our time because he just wanted to see an offer on the table and would tell us, yeah, the seller's interested, but then come to find out we can't have a second lien on the property, which means you can't do seller finance. So that just meant we were trying to make a seller finance happen. That's not even possible. And it's like, if you're a broker, you should have already done your due diligence in that aspect on whether or not that's possible. And also, he's barely even talked to the seller about it. He just wanted to bring something to the table. And so that's a little frustrating sometimes because the brokers can be gatekeepers. And so not only are you having to educate them and sometimes like go back and forth with them, you're just having to deal with the fact that like they may not be up to par like you are. And so it's like, okay, like we could have gotten this done a long time ago if this person wasn't in the way, but it's also hard because the seller trusts this person, right? So it's like you still have to be on their good side, so they'll go in and root for you on the seller's side. So it's kind of like you got to be in between and
Got to be the good cop and the bad cop at the same time.
yeah. So sometimes I'll have Joseph come on, be like, look, this is what the numbers are saying, or this is where we're at. And, and then I come in as good cop or however we need to do it. And so
that's the beauty. That's a great point, KJ, because I think that's the beauty of having a team and being able to fall or lean on other people on your team, especially when it's a difficult scenario. Because if Joseph hops on the phone, he's like, look, these are the numbers, these are the from the very, very analytical underwriting, purely numbers. There's no emotion involved. Like, these are what my numbers are saying. Like, you're not, KJ, you're not presenting yourself as like you're trying to be difficult or rude or something like that. Like, we're actually having difficulties getting this across the finish line, and we need someone else, Joseph, Ione, whoever, another person on the team to step in and give their perspective so the broker gets his wheels turning in the right direction. Sorry, we have cleaners here, so you're going to hear like vacuum or something in the background. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I love bringing the heat. I don't mind crushing their dreams.
Just so long as they don't crush ours.
Exactly. Yeah, I do it in a nice way.
Just
But
a
at the
little bit
same
of soul
time,
crushing. Just that's
heavy
it.
throats.
Yeah, but Joseph, you should talk about the opportunity we're working with our favorite broker,
You know it.
or what
Which
you
one?
or whatever you feel comfortable
I'm just
sharing.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got this freaking bomb deal. It's a portfolio deal. I don't want to give too much details, but we've got something in the works. We're looking to get, I believe we're going to get both properties. Even if we only get one, that's still really, really good. Let me tell you, let me just say this is the way we're underwriting it. Let's say we'll talk about just one of them, right? Because both of them we're doing it similar. They have interest only periods of a assumable loan. So we're going to come in, take over that loan, and then pay the remaining equity out. And I think it's about like 35% of equity. So it's like a down payment. It's like a regular loan, a little bit more than a regular loan, right? And our plan is to refinance out. One of them's 4 years, one of them's 5 years. So the plan is to refinance out, and at that time, we'll be able to refinance out our investors all of the capital, be able to return all of the capital back to all of our investors. So within 4 or 5 years, they already have all of their money back. And what we're gonna do, instead of just kicking them out and being like, okay, thanks for your money, peace out, right? We're going to be able to keep them in the deal. But because the returns are so good, and in 4 or 5 years, we're able to give them all of their money back, what we'll do is change the structure. So instead of it being a 70-30 and an 80-20, right? Instead of being that, once they're paid back all of their money, all of their dues, what we'll do then is at that point, we'll convert it to a 50-50 split. So they're at that point, they're getting infinite returns, and they're just making money for being in the deal, right? And they've already made their money back and some. So they're going to get 50% of the equity and the cash flow even after they've been paid back their money. So our plan is to sell around the year 10 mark for both of them. And one of them is a $4 million payout to both 50% sides. So it's 8 million in total. Right? That's awesome. That's awesome. On top of all the cash flow we're gonna get too, because we underwrote it as if we weren't going to get a interest only period, right? We underwrote it as once we do the refinance, we're gonna come in and start paying the principal and interest completely, all of it. And it hit like 5x's the mortgage payment that we would currently be paying. But we know more than likely we're going to be able to get an interest only period for the first, at least 3 or 5 years, right? So we know that our returns are going to be even better than what they say there. So it's looking good. I can't wait to hear what our favorite broker has for us. I'm excited to hear the feedback on that, and we're really hoping that we get both of them. We've been told that we're in the running, that we have pretty solid offer there. So I'm fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Together, it's 193 units. So we'll basically, what is that? Almost triple what we've got currently in one deal. We'll almost triple it. So super excited.
That's amazing. Like, how exciting is that? I think that's one thing when people get into multifamily that doesn't necessarily get looked at immediately. Like, I think everyone should always be looking at the exit strategy. That's like the core of the deal. Like, what's the exit going to be? But I think a lot of people like to focus on like, how can I acquire this? Like acquiring it is like just 25% of the work. You know, like, yes, let's get it on seller finance, let's get an assumable loan, but like you have to, if you're going to do that, that has to work at the very exit. Like, what is that exit going to be? You're going to have to think about all your investors. What kind of money are they going to get return? Like, what are the returns on their money? All those things. And I think that's one of the most exciting things is like, look how much money we can make for our investors and build that track record and just keep going. $8 million alone, plus all the cash flow in 10 years. That's incredible. That's super exciting.
Yeah, super exciting.
Isn't it crazy that we're working on deals like that now?
Right. Like we had this mindset in the very beginning of like, oh my God, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. And we're like, what do we do with this? Like, this just feels way too heavy and over our heads. And how do we handle this much money? And now it's like, oh, it's a little baby $3 million property. Like, okay, we got this. No problem. Like, that's awesome.
It's funny because that's how I feel about the number of units now.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
like when we first did our 30 unit, I was like, oh my gosh, 30 units. And now I'm like 50 units, that's it. I'm like 60
like,
units, that's it.
That's a little cute 30. Like, that's a cute start. Listen, we're not throwing any sort of shade or anything for anyone wanting to start out on the smaller end because everyone has their own journey. Climb your own mountain, right? Like
Yeah.
climb your own mountain. There's no problem, no issue with doing that. We've just kind of
We're just looking back at our mindset, like the growth. Like it's just crazy because like I never thought that I would feel this way or look at things that way. So it's cool because like as you grow in your journey, things are gonna change. And so it's just exciting because I never thought I would feel that way. And now we're closing 40 units next week, guys. Next Friday.
Next Friday, 11/11.
That's so
Did
crazy.
anybody know that? I freaking knew it.
And so that's just literally taking us closer to our goal. And so our goal is 1,000 units by next July, you guys. And when we set that goal, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I didn't want to say it to anybody, but I was having a hard time believing it. I was like, oh, that's pretty steep. I was like, can we actually do that? But like as we continue to constantly take action every single day, I'm just like, okay, this is possible. We just can't stop. Because all it takes is like, I think we walked, Joseph and I and Myron, we had went to look at this property that was neighboring a property we were looking at. And it was like over 700 units. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, all we need is one of these. All you need is one, you know? I was like, man, if we just like went after the big properties, we'd hit our goal super fast. So it's crazy. Like it's the same process for small or big. So it's like might as well go big.
Right. And one of the deals that we were going over just like last week was over 600 units. Right? Wasn't it over 600? And like if we got that in the bag, how much longer would that take? Maybe a couple more deals we would hit our goal. Right? It's like it's not that far-fetched. It really isn't.
It definitely felt like it though in the beginning. But I mean, we've been doing this like I think we're about to hit 7 months or I don't know, something like that. So, we haven't been doing this that long, you know, for us to get the traction that we have and the things that we're doing. And I think it all comes down to taking action, getting uncomfortable, putting yourself in the right rooms with the right people, and just not giving up and like really working on your mindset. I think that's like a huge role.
Absolutely. I was just having a conversation yesterday with someone from Sub 2 about mindset because a lot of everyone is on their own path, whether you start in single family or multifamily or you're wholesaling or you're buying or whatever that is. It all boils down to like that real estate in between your ears, right? Like you have to get that straight. Are you operating from a scarcity mindset? Are you having a lot of self-doubt? Like, do you value the work that you're putting in each and every day? Because so many people place the expectation on the result of whenever I get that first deal, or whenever I close my 30 units, that's when I'm going to feel proud of myself, or that's when I'm going to feel like I'm actually doing something. And it's like, no, you're missing out on all the like mini processes in between that. Like, you have to enjoy the process, because like truly it's all about the journey here. People don't want, everyone loves like a big payoff story, sure, but they love to hear the journey way more. And you all need to be like giving yourselves a pat on the back and credit. This is something, like, I'm speaking for myself here, because I struggle with this every single day of like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not bringing enough to the table, I'm not pulling my, all these like the inner dialogue. Like, take a moment, understand that it's all normal, and get over it and keep going, and like celebrate your wins along the way.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, we struggle with that, all of us, every day. Like, we push past it every day. And so if you're going through things like that, like, you're not alone. Like, I think it's really important to have a team that you can like come to and discuss it about, because like every morning we have our motivation of some sort in the morning as a team. And I think it's really helpful because sometimes one of us will say something that the other needed to hear that day. And sometimes we just tell each other like, hey, I'm having a hard time, like I'm struggling, or like, hey, can you just come help me do this because I'm getting overwhelmed, or whatever it is. And just know that like you have people to lean on, and like not every day is going to be all rainbows and sunshine, but I think what makes a difference is the discipline to continue doing it. Like, I think you said that the other day, Carolyn, about like you got to stay disciplined on the days that you're not motivated. And that's the hard part, but that's the part that like when you do stick to that, like you're going to feel so proud of yourself, and you're going to be happy that like, hey, I continued pushing. And like some days like you need to take a break. Like sometimes we'll go take walks. We'll be like, okay, let's go outside. We need to take a walk, or, take a breather, or, reconvene. Like, don't push yourself to the point where like you just mental breakdown. I mean, those do happen, but
For sure.
It's just like, I saw a video yesterday that someone shared. It was talking about like you were just talking about, Carolyn, and like learning to love the journey and the process. Because if you're always about like just getting to the end and you hate everything in between, like it's going to be a lot harder on you. If you can learn to love the process of like, I'm growing every day, I'm bettering myself every day, like I'm going to, like, I think there's something every day that challenges me, that I get frustrated, but I'm like, you know what, I'm going to keep building on that, and I'm going to get better, and it's just going to, I'm going to grow. And so when you have that mindset, then it's like the guy said, when you love the journey, then all the rewards just come with it, like naturally.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even matter. You're just getting rewarded all the time, versus like focusing on like the one reward and like hating the whole process, because the journey is very important.
For sure. That's I think on Sunday during Oscar's birthday bash, we all kind of touched on that at the very end, and something that's very near and dear. Oh, thank you, Julie. That's very near and dear to Myron and I's story too. Like, we've only been in this for just over a year now in sub 2, and that was one of the big, just to briefly touch on it, that was one of the biggest struggles for us when we first started. We had the mindset that we had to do everything ourselves, and that we couldn't reach out, that we had to like cut our own teeth. We had to like grind and do every little step along the way to be worthy, to get a deal, to make, like, to give credit to ourselves. finally that, okay, we have proof of concept, we got a deal. And it was just so much pressure that we placed on ourselves, and so much pressure was placed on that paycheck, 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 paycheck. When am I going to get the money in my bank? I need. And it was like suffocating to think about that every single day. And then once we started to just open up and reach out and build those relationships within the community, and actually like let our own superpower shine that we weren't allowing, like, we're helpers. We know what that feels like. We know what the struggle feels like, and we don't want anyone else to feel that way, or at least try and take some of that away. So opening ourselves up to allow other, like, opening up to receive help from other people, that's when all the magic started to happen. And that's when the magic is going to happen for every one of you. Like, once you start understanding that there's so much power in community and helping others, them helping you, you're just going to get so much more traction and momentum and like fulfillment. It's not always about the financial gain, it's about like your spiritual and your emotional income gain too. So it's just really important to keep that in mind, and don't be closed-minded. Don't think you are not good enough to reach out to people, or you don't know enough. Everyone started knowing nothing. Like, look at us. We didn't know anything. We didn't know shit 6 months ago. And me and KJ still don't know stuff. Like, we don't know how to underwrite. You put a spreadsheet in front of us, we're like, I don't know how to do it. But we opened ourselves up to people, and we aligned as a team to lean on each other, and they support us and we support them. And everyone still has their bad days, but we all get through it.
Well said, ladies. Well said. I'm enjoying this. I don't have to do. Y'all don't know me. I am not someone that likes to go out there and just start talking to people. I have no problem doing it. I had to learn to do it. I was a server for like 5 years. So the way you make money is to get people to like you. So I got good at it. But man, I'm just take it away, please do.
Turned into a preaching session this morning.
I know. I do want to point out though, I saw a couple of things. First off, I see a bunch of questions in the chat. I will answer a couple of them here in a minute, but this is not the live that we do Q&A. We do a Q&A session on Monday evenings at 8 Central Standard Time. So definitely, if you have questions, show up to that Zoom or that live. That's where we just focus on just answering questions. But I'll try and get to some of them here in a second. I do want to point this out though. My boy Ryan Myers says, your team is inspiring. I just joined the team. We're going to get there soon. Bro, put in the chat where you found that team, where you found your team at, because I want to know, genuinely, I want to know, like, did you find this team in a group in our Facebook group, or like, is this outside source? One, because it'd be really cool if you found it within our group. That'd be awesome. That was kind of the goal of providing a community for people to get together and do this stuff. But he said it's sub 2. Perfect. Awesome.
Yay!
And how did you do that, bro? By reaching out to people, I'm sure. Hey, can you help me? Hey, I want to start doing this. Are you interested? Let's hop on a Zoom or something, start working at it. I think a lot of people will get a lot of value on just knowing how you did it, because we also found ours in sub 2, but it wasn't like specifically because sub 2, right? We just knew each other because we were part of a community, and we had all kind of talked on different things before. Nothing specifically about multifamily, until KJ was like, I want to learn, let's find out and go talk to people, right? So that's what she did, and she reached out to Oscar, and we ultimately just like, hey, let's hop on a Zoom and just hold each other accountable, right? That's exactly how we got started, and I imagine that's also how Ryan got started. If you want to put in the chat, I see it says by reaching out and at the Dallas meetup. So boom, look at that. Look at that. By going out and talking to people.
Getting
That's
out of your
awesome.
comfort zone.
Oh,
Hell
it
yeah.
was so good to meet Ryan. I think he's from Louisiana and he traveled all the way to Dallas during the multifamily event like last month, and it was really great to meet him. And I'm really happy that Joseph, you pulled up his comment because I saw it in the chat and I just was thinking to myself, I wanted to say something too, is like we've all been noticing everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people from Sub 2 and our Facebook community, like, you guys are building out your teams. You guys are like putting the puzzle pieces together. And it might not feel like much right now. You're still kind of like, we're just trying to figure stuff out, but like it means so much because you're taking the action to create relationships and to form a team that is aligned, that you can accomplish like your vision, your goals together. So I think it's really exciting to see everyone starting to put those puzzle pieces together and creating teams and putting themselves out there and networking. And I know Justin's got a team, Ryan's got a team, Julie's putting together a team. There are a few people, other people on the Facebook group that are slowly building out their team. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see that. Congrats, guys.
Yeah. And if you're not putting together a team right now and you really want to make something happen in multifamily, you should start finding a team. Whether it's one person, whether it's 6 people, whatever it is, start reaching out to people. Get out of that comfort zone.
I was going to say November 14th, right, KJ?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Tell them about that, KJ.
November 14th, we are hosting a multifamily matchmaker Zoom. So we get messaged all the time about like, I need an underwriter, I need somebody to call brokers, I need somebody like this. You know, you need the opposite version of yourself, right? Like me and Joseph work well together because I'm the visionary, he's the integrator, he does the spreadsheets, I do the talking to brokers. So you don't have to be good at everything. You find what you're good at and you focus on that one thing and you excel at it, and then you have other people on your team to help you. So November 14th, the Zoom is all about you guys. We're not going to do any of the talking. We're going to have each and every one of you, you'll have 3 minutes to pitch yourself. So on the Facebook group in our multifamily $1 million upside in the featured tab, there's details about it. I have questions that you should already have ready to go. So that way we can get through it fast because I saw there's a lot of people coming. So what the goal of it is to kind of hear what other people's experiences are, what they're looking for, what they need, and see who you vibe with, what kind of energy, oh, I could see myself working with this person, because it's hard to do it like just on by looking at people's pictures or seeing their name in the chat. It's different to be able to talk and hear and then get a feeling of like, okay, like this person has all the time that I have. Let's work together. Or if someone, doesn't have as much time as you, or, whatever it is, we're hosting that so that way you guys can network some more.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are going to be pretty strict on that time limit because there is going to be a lot of people. And if we don't cut it off at 3 minutes, then we're going to be there for like 4 or 5 hours. And we have lives outside of this stuff too. So we definitely want to make sure we are able to get to those, see our friends and family, and, get some work done. But last time, I think we went 3.5 hours or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool event, and I mean, we basically didn't do anything. We're just there as the
You
host,
just facilitated it.
facilitating it. Yeah, so
I
come
know,
to
and so
that.
many people
Definitely
were
come
excited.
to that.
I can't believe how many people were excited when I posted about it, and like immediately so many comments and likes. So it's cool to know that we created something that benefits you guys, that you guys enjoy, and that you get value from. So that's why we decided to host another one. And mark your calendars. We want to see you guys there.
Yes. And please, like, prepare yourself and don't be afraid to raise your hand. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and put yourself out there. I'm speaking through me to all of you because I was kind of still am a chicken in that way of like, oh, put yourself out there or raise your hand or talk about yourself. It's weird to talk about yourself, right? Like but you need to get used to it. You need to be proud of what you do and what value you bring to the table. And no one is going to know how to help you if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't tell everyone what you want to do, what your goals are, all that stuff. So don't be afraid. Closed mouths don't get fed, right?
Boom.
I think I'm on one. Someone put some stuff in my coffee today.
Keep it coming.
I know.
It was that Freedom Friday and them jelly beans.
For real. Put some jelly beans in my coffee.
Look, Maritza is the first one putting herself out here. I'm looking for an underwriter, hopefully before the end of the week. Are you in here? So if you're in here, reach out to Maritza and also Kirsten. I think I said her name right. Kirsten.
Yeah,
So-
you guys should also make a post in the Facebook group or in the messenger. If you're not in the messenger, just reach out to me and I can add you there. Because that way people can see it. Because not everybody can see on here. But I know there are underwriters out there, especially from the matchmaker Zoom from last time. There was a good amount of them. I just don't know off the top of my head, but I think the matchmaker Zoom will be great.
Yeah. There's a lot of low-key undercover underwriters, integrators in that group that they're the ones that need to be raising their hands.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to remember integrators, it takes a lot for them to even come and put themselves out there. So
Or just say, integrators, DM me. You don't have to put it in the comments. It would be great if they put it in the comments, but maybe they'll feel more inclined to reach out if it's a slide into my DMs situation.
Yeah, I always forget that, so as a visionary, sometimes you got to take the first leap or the first step to try and get an integrator come your way.
For sure. Oh my gosh, look at all these people in here. Good morning.
I know. I'm sorry guys that we will not be doing the Zoom we normally do at 12 because the team's headed to Jake and Gino this weekend in Florida. So if you're going to be there, let us know. The boys are going. The boys on our team are going. So definitely come meet the team. We want to get to know you guys.
Yes. That'll be exciting. I'm sure y'all are going to make so many awesome connections and multifamily connections and raise some capital and all those things. So I think that's an important reminder of anytime you're at events or conferences or whatever that is, it's exciting to be in the energy and the space of like all that wealth and energy and money in the room. But what's your intention? Set your intentions before you go. What do you want to focus on? What do you want to do? Do you want to come home with at least 15 new contacts or raise X amount of capital or, do something uncomfortable? I don't know what it is, but I think everyone needs to go to those conferences and events with goals and intentions.
Hold on.
Spend all that money.
I need everybody. If you are not following Joseph on Instagram, I am what's it called? Challenging you, Joseph, to actually take content and record yourself, Mr. Integrator who doesn't post. You need to start posting on social media. So everybody.
My wife's calling me out. She's supposed to be with me.
Hey, I'm helping you grow and get out of your comfort zone because I'm not there.
And for me, I don't know. Probably a lot of you guys are like this. It's not even that like I'm nervous or like shy about putting stuff out there or content. I really don't care. It for me is a lot of energy to go and do that. And it's an integrator thing or introverted thing. It's not. I know I need to, right? And I have been doing a little bit more. I come up on these things, right? But it does not bring me any joy. Like empties my cup. I want my cup to be filled. So yes, she's calling me out, so now I have to do it. So thanks a lot.
I love it. Thank you, KJ, for saying that. And Joseph, I want to offer you some unsolicited devil's advocate.
Do it,
love it.
Advice that I
Carolyn.
always do, right?
Hang on,
So,
real
like,
quick. For all y'all that don't know, Carolyn is always the devil's advocate on our team. Anytime we're talking about anything, no matter what, you just hear Carolyn coming in from the other room. You know, if you think about it this way, then, you know, this might happen or this, like, I love it though, because it makes us always make sure that we're thinking of all possibilities. So
you just hear the team go like, "Oh, here we go again!" Like, here's this Bia with all the other perspectives, and no, I'm always thinking, what if this? What if that? Anyway, Joseph, like, what if you creating content even for 1 freaking hour, which you should beat that? What if someone slid into your DMs and that was the deal that put us over the 1,000 unit mark?
that'd be crazy.
Right? So, like, is it worth the energy? Like,
well,
wouldn't
damn,
that
when you
fill
put
your
it
cup a
that
little
way,
bit?
right?
Way to go, Carolyn. Yes.
Like, what if that one piece of content is your one major life-changing deal for everyone?
And I want you guys to hear this. You know, they're talking to me, but are they really only talking to me?
No,
I know
I'm
there's a lot of
talking to
y'all
everyone.
out there that are the same. I
And
see a couple of y'all in the comments.
I want you to know it doesn't fill my cup either. It's very draining. I don't enjoy doing it, but I know it needs to be done. So it's not just you. We all getting uncomfortable here, just saying. Because remember, you got to tell people what you're doing. And he always likes to have me invite him as a collaborator so that my
I
posts
love
become
it.
his
That
posts.
collaboration thing was the best thing Instagram ever did. Like, if you go
Oh
look at my
my.
page, more than half of those, probably like 90% of them are
But Joseph,
collaborations.
you gotta give in order to receive, bro.
Invite me as a collaborator for once. That'd be nice.
When did this turn into a roasting Joseph session?
Hey, Oscar's not here, so
It's a uplifting reality check
I
session
know. I love it. But
with
see,
a
that's
little
why you need a
hero.
team, because anybody, like, you need a team that's going to tell you how it really is, right? Because they could just totally ignore it or not even do anything, right? But they're telling me what I don't want to hear, but I need to hear, and I know I need to, right? It's a thing that I'm constantly working on. So take this as you hear it or as you want, but this is not only for me. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that feel the same way.
Yeah.
So put yourselves out there.
like Daryl
My
Banks
boy
said,
Daryl's got my back.
yeah.
Daryl Banks, we need to see you popping off on social media too, man. Let's go. All of us, we consider you our extended team and community here. Like, we want to see everyone winning and shining.
I know. Tag
And
us in your post. We want to see. And same with you, Joseph. Make sure you tag all of us so we know. And
I
then all
barely
of you
figured
in
out
the
how to
chat.
tag like a couple of months ago.
then figure it out.
No, I
Ask
did.
Myron.
I figured it out like maybe last month or the month before.
No
So
excuses.
it's a rough life for me, guys.
No, it ain't.
You got this. If you can underwrite $1 million deals, you can figure out how to tag on Instagram.
That's a piece
I
of
know.
cake.
Anytime I am posting anything on there, I'm like, all right, babe, can you just like tell me how to do it and I'll hit send or submit whatever it is, post. Yeah, it's not Joseph friendly.
Myron will be there. I'm sure he's gonna have his
Oh yeah,
phone
he's
out of his
got it
pocket.
down. I'm gonna get him to do one of his dances. Maybe
Ooh.
there you
Yeah,
go.
all three
There
should.
you
That
go.
would be
Yeah.
awesome. That's good content. People would love that. That would
All
go
right, I
viral.
clipped on that one.
He would love it. No, he'll be there. We just got Oscar a little microphone for his birthday so he can clip it to his shirt and like record and do content. So we better be seeing content from Oscar down there.
I love
I don't
it.
know where he is. He might be in the
Probably
chat.
flying right now.
Yeah, he's like getting ready for a flight.
Well, I think he's in flight currently.
Oh, he's in the
Or
flight.
this time, right? Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome. Well, all of you guys follow Joseph because that way you can hold him accountable too.
Hey, I've gained maybe 200 followers in the past few months.
Wow.
That's cool.
Oh, look at
That's
you
more
go.
than double of what I had before. Hey, I'm almost at 500, guys. Let's push it over 500. Let's get it up there. Because I think I
Okay.
had like 180 something.
Well, remember, you got to post content. They don't want to follow you for no content.
No, I need some more collaborations.
Oh my
No,
gosh. Send them my way, babe. I'll collaborate with you. That's funny. Awesome.
Oh, look, there you go. That's all the guys' Snapchats. I mean, not Snapchats, Instagrams. It's all the same to me.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, if you're in the chat and you're not posting either, this is for you too.
100%.
Because when it comes down to like raising money, if people have not heard of you or know anything about you doing multifamily, are these people going to want to put their money into a deal that they're like, hold on, did you just learn this yesterday? You know? So that's kind of why we started doing our lives, because of that. Because we're like, people need to know what we're doing. They need to know that we're learning and taking action every day. We need them to have confidence in us to actually perform when we do, accept their money for, taking down deals and getting them a return. So it's not just important for, I don't know, for followers, right? It's important just so that way people see what you're doing and putting yourself out there. So it's uncomfortable. And I need to do better at it too, honestly.
Yep.
But
so do I.
yeah,
I
there's
think
always
it's
room.
all. Sorry, KJ, go ahead.
No. You're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I think it is all well and normal to have your highs and lows, especially as visionaries, as creatives, as the big vision thinkers of like, I want to do so much content, and then I don't want to do anything. I don't want to like I don't even want to think. Maybe I'll just go play around on TikTok and like whatever, and like post random nonsense stuff, which feels like another sort of outlet. But for me personally, I go through like highs and lows of, oh, I'm on a roll, I'm posting content, or I have all these ideas, but I need to like actually execute on them. So it's normal to feel that way and to go through those like, I don't want to just feel like a robot or that I'm churning out content. Like you want to enjoy it. You want to have some sort of fulfillment out of it. So just don't let that rut or procrastination sit there for too long. And I'm like speaking a lot to myself today. So
Right. So what that told me is y'all were projecting y'all's inner feelings too. I feel better already.
Get out of here.
Joseph, go pack your bags.
I need to. I haven't packed it all yet.
Oh my gosh. What are
Ryan
you
needs
gonna
to
do?
pack his bags too.
That's funny.
It's just important for everyone, especially in this day and age. Look, like literally, we created this YouTube not even 2 weeks ago, and we already have almost 150 followers. I just looked this at 144. I think we hit 100 at the beginning of this week. And now we're at 144, almost 150. So like there's so much power in community, and it's not just because we have this community here. We like the majority of us here are in sub 2. Go post your social media links and stuff in there. Everyone's gonna show support and like follow or build you up and everything like that. So
Actually, it's funny you say that. I literally saw someone the other day say, "Hey, I need more Instagram followers. Here's my link. Everyone follow me." And then there was like 3 or 4 other people that did that in the comments right after.
yep.
So I've seen people do it.
Absolutely. And I think it's like an ongoing thing. Like every once in a while, you just see people like blasting themselves out there, and that's all a part of the game. If you're not going to be able to put yourself out there or be shy or hold back, like again, no one's going to know what you're doing. No one's going to know, like, even if it's not that person, like that person is going to go tell someone else or going to have you in your mind. You want to have your name mentioned when you're not in the room. Like that is the power of social media, of building your brand and everything like that. And your name is your biggest brand of all. So represent it well.
Amen. No, yeah, that hit the spot because it's just like when we first started all of this, oh my gosh, I was so scared. I was so uncomfortable when we started doing lives. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do we talk about? What do we do? I was like, when we first started, like no one even watched our stuff. So we were just sitting there like, okay, we're having a meeting here and hopefully one day people just want to watch us. So it's cool to see the growth. Like we didn't expect anything. We just said, let's just do it. Like, let's just do it. And hopefully, it works. And then when you see it work, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is exciting. Let's keep doing it. So it will help build your confidence. And then thinking about it too, and another way is that when we have our kids get older, they're going to be able to go back and see our entire journey documented. Like, how cool is that? Like, our parents back in the day didn't have this, So, like, me picturing myself like 50 years from now, and then them getting to come see me as I am now and getting to see the struggle and like the hard work. Oh, it kind of makes me emotional to think about. It's kind of crazy, like, to think like they're going to get to see what we did. I'm being emotional.
I know. That's okay. It's a big thing. It's a big, like, you start to have all these like life projections and you look at your trajectory, and it's going to be a whole different bag of emotions when you get to look at it in 10, 20 years, especially with your family, your children, the people that you love. Like, we have zero excuses. There's zero excuses right now. Zero excuses that you shouldn't be making at least 20K a month. Like, we have all these resources, all these communities, all these platforms to our disposal. Like, if we are not utilizing them and impacting other people's lives through them, through helping and serving and changing lives, like there's no excuses. We all need to be better at it. And yeah, if you're whining and complaining about money in the bank or I don't have enough friends, here's your wake-up call. Go put yourself out there. Have your name mentioned when you're not in the room. How do you get that goal? How do you achieve that? What do you got to do to have your name mentioned when you're not in the room? And it's not about you. It's about other people. I'm gonna mute myself now.
Oh, damn. I was like,
Oh, yeah, you were
I don't even
preaching.
know. Should we just end it on that? Like,
Yeah,
man,
that was good.
that was good.
And we just hit an
Thank you.
hour, so I know we got other stuff to do. We appreciate all of you guys who tune in every week. You're the reason. You motivate us, and you also inspire us by taking action and just doing everything you're doing. Like, it's nice to have a community and other people to lean on, and we appreciate all of y'all. So thank you for tuning in.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. Look at this. Hold on. One last little note. I was zooming myself to death and not taking action. Locked up 2 deals this week, hybrid and ovation. Can't wait to get the multifam train going now that I see the paperwork flow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing, Jose. Congrats. We're excited for you. Let's leave that on a positive note there. Another positive note.
Love it.
Appreciate you all.
Awesome.
Well, happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday.
Remember,
Let's go.
follow us on Instagram. Hold us accountable.
Yes, for real. Tag us. We'll tag you. All of it. Let's go.
Awesome. All right. Bye, guys.
It'll be a tag battle. We'll just play tag with each other.
Love it.